Hi, and welcome to Hotel Database Management System developed using Python. Let me show you guys how this works. We can always display like you've seen. We can reset or we can exit. Let's assume we want to reset. We automatically have new reference number. Let's enter our candidate details. Let's say the name is Grace Johnson. Address of Miss Johnson, let's say that's Kingsland Road, and date of birth. Alright, so let's enter the rest details of Miss Johnson, and there we go. All we then need to do is click on add and total. There we go. Those are the details of Miss Johnson, and we can just preview that. But unfortunately we can't see that because we have some duplicate here. So what we do is just select those and delete. There we go, and that's Miss Grace Johnson. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python development environment, and we put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. And welcome to Hotel Database Management System. I'm going to start by importing as follows. So I'm going to call that take enter, and that will be import. I like to import it all, and import as follows as well. Let's increase the font size so that you guys can see, so that you can have a very good view of what I'm working on there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, you see this very one, this is going to be the front end. And just for your information, this tutorial is actually at a request of one of my viewers out there. Let me show you the emails or the comment he sent to me. And right there is the comment sent to me by these very guys. I've actually just covered his name. Just typex it out. So can you please produce a database for this very program right here? This one is officially on YouTube. That is how to create a hotel management system, but without database. He preferred this with database, and I sent him a link to some of my Python database system, but he insisted on this very one. That's his comment back to me. So is this possible that you make a video on database connectivity on the project hotel? Okay, this very one here, and that is the reason why I'm actually doing this. So let's minimize that and continue. So the class name is going to be known as hotel, and let's enter a column there. And the next thing is I'm going to define my function, and the function, or you can also call it method, let's say initialize as follows. That is going to be self comma root. Now I'm going to close that up, enter a column there. So I'm now going to say self.root. Paste that in there. That's going to be dot root equals root, and that will be the name of my main project. So self dot root dot title. The title this time around, I'm just going to call it Hotel Database Management System. There we go. Right, so now let's say the geometry. As for the geometry, I'm just going to copy that, paste that, self.root.geometry. I will use the geometry just to define the coordinates and the resolution for my application. So it's going to be 1350 by, let's go for 800, plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 means it's going to be starting somewhere on the upper left hand corner. So the next thing is I'm now going to create some widgets. So the very first widget that I'm going to create is going to be my main frame. So it's going to be called frame equals main frame equals frame, and this frame is actually going to be inside self.root itself. Okay, and this main frame we can just say dot grid. Change that. That's the right spelling. There, that's taken care of. So before I continue, I might as well just run this up. So I'm going to come down here, just run it up. Let's save this project before we continue. Save as. So we're going to call that Hotel Database Management System. Database SA_ system. That's fine. Right, save that. There we go. If I decide to run this very program now, what you just see is going to be a gray big interface. That's all. There's nothing to it. There. Now let's continue. I'm going to copy this. There's nothing to it anyway, but I'll just change things around. The next one is going to be known as top frame. There we go. The top frame will be resident right inside mainframe, so change this to mainframe. There, and I'm going to add a border. I'll make that 10, and the width for that is going to be 1350. The height, I'll make that approximately, let's see, for the height I'll just settle for about 550. There we go. Let's get it padded x-axis. That will be 2, and relief, I'm gonna make that rigid equals rigid. There, and just going to pack it to the top. Okay, it's packed to the top. Let's run it and see what's going to happen. Oh, we have an error. Okay, let's change the packing of this very one. Copy that, paste, and I don't think it like that style. Now let's run it again. There we go. That's my top frame right there. Now close that. Now the next thing is I'm now going to define some other frames. I'll call that left frame. The left frame will be, let's change this to left, and this one to left as well. Okay, that's for my left frame. The left frame will, let's say that's the width of that is going to be approximately 400, and the height, yeah, I'll leave that as that. Okay, what about the padding? Okay, let's get rid of the padding for that, and I will leave it as relief. Okay, it's going to be on the left because it's for the left frame. Right, and I also need one for the right frame. Copy that, paste that in there. As for the left frame anyway, where is that going to be resident? Is it going to be inside the top frame? Come in here and just paste that inside the top frame, and the right frame, that should be inside the top frame as well. Now just align that to the right, and this will be known as right frame. Same thing applies to the one below. Right frame as well. There. Okay, that's how it's all looking like. So let's speed that up now, guys. There we go. Right there. So we have the right frame, and inside the right frame I have 3 other frames. So that's right frame 1, 2 and 3. So let's save and run. There we go. That's how it's looking right now. Okay, let's close that and continue. So have a good look at the frames. You're gonna need that. Okay, let's take it from the top. Now bring it down. There. Now let's add some more widget. Okay, for the very first widget I'm going to add, that would be my label. So let's just enter widget here, and there I'm going to call that label let's say self dot lbl customer ID equals label, and this very label is going to be right inside left frame. Paste that in there, and comma, we enter the following for the font. It's going to be Arial. You can change your font to whatever you want, the choice is yours, and let's say it's going to be about 12, and let's make that bold as well. There we go. Close that up. Comma, text, the text content on it is going to be known as customer, let's say customer reference. Yes, that's fine, and close that up there. And customer reference, then we get it padded, comma, get it padded to the x-axis. I'm going to say that would be about 1, and let me just run that up here. So that's going to be inside row number 1. Paste that. The grid will be dot grid equals row, that will be row 0, not number 1, row 0 column 0 equals 0, and let's say strictly to the west. There. Close that. Alright, if I decide to run it, all you would just be customer reference. Let's see, font, there should be equals right here. There we go. Now let's run it again and see. There. Okay, let's add a text box. I'm going to copy this and just change things around. Come right down here, paste, change all of this to text box, txt. That'll be text box for me, and this one as well. Repeat exactly the same thing. And there we go, guys. So let me run it and you see how that's gonna look like. Then we can speed up the whole process. There we go, guys. Look at that. Okay, let's close that and we come back in here. I'm just gonna copy and I'll paste it around. There we go. Okay, have a good look at the lines of codes, guys. That's how it's looking now. Okay, those are the widgets that I'm going to be using, so I'm going to run it so that you guys can have a good look at how it looks like. There. And underneath here I'm going to add some checkbox underneath here, so maybe about 4 or 5 of those actually. So let me just show you guys these lines of code. Look at these widgets. labels, and text box, or text entry is called. So I'm going to take you down so that you guys have a good look at it, so that you can just type along. There. Okay, so let's start work with the checkbox. And right underneath here, I'm going to start work with the very first checkbox. That's going to be self dot, let's call that LBL, proof of ID, okay, of ID. And this very one is going to be, I can just copy this anyway, just paste it there. That will be the label for it there. And let's change this. Since this is 11, this is going to be 12, right? And now underneath here, I'm now going to work on the checkbox itself. Come right down here, paste, and this I'm going to call it CBO, right? CBO, and that is going to be known as checkbox. No, Combobox actually. CBO Combobox. It's not a checkbox. That's TTK dot Combobox, and this Combobox is going to be right inside the left frame. And yeah, left frame. Let's just copy that, paste that in there. And the state of it, I'm going to make that, let's say state equals read only, right, comma, the font, I'll leave the font maybe as 12. I can always change it if I want. There. And the width, I'm going to go for about 16. Okay, so one other thing is, let's copy this, and I intend to enter some data into it, so those data will be classed as value. So let's enter the value for those data, and that is going to be the very first value. I'm going to call that, since it's for identifier, I'm going to call the first value, let's say that is empty, then comma, the very first one will be as a pilot license, and let's go for driving license. Then we have license. Then we have student ID, passport. Now let's copy this again so that we can run things up. So self.combobox proof of ID dot current, the current value, that is going to be equals 0, which means the very first one will be, there will be nothing in there. And let's say dot grid, and that is going to be row, I'm going to make that, okay, that will be row 12 anyway. Copy that and paste it right here, row number 12. Oh, this is 12, and yeah, that's correct, row 12. And let's get it parted. I'm going to kind of like party to the y-axis. I'll make the value 3 for now. I can always change it. And the x-axis, I'm going to make that 2 and close that up. Okay, let's change this to type of ID. There. So that should take care of the combo box. Let's come in here and run that. Let's run it and see. There we go. That's my combo box in place. I can always drop that down, select. Yeah, that's not bad. So let's copy. And I'm going to just paste that and change things around. So this one is going to be, for mail. So I'll change that to mail. And this will be LBL mail. Paste. All of these are mails. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, and that's 12, so this will be 13. Row 13, column 0, row 13, column 1. I would then need to change the mail here. Come right in here. The very first mail we're going for, let's say that is breakfast. Okay, comma, and followed by lunch. Okay, and let's go for dinner. There we go. So we have those 3 in there. I'm gonna run it and let's see. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, let's speed that up now. So all we just need to do is copy and paste. Alright, the combo box are all done. So have a good look at it. There. Those are the lines of code for the combo box from here down here. In total there are 5. That's the very first one here. For the type of ID, mail, room type, and room number, and extension, room extension number. That is it, done. Let's run that. There we go, guys. Look at that. Okay, it's looking good, just how we want it. Alright, let's close that. The next thing is I want to take care of this one here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and underneath here there will be a button. So the very first thing I want to do is to add a label here. So that one is simple. So let's come right underneath here. I'm going to copy these. Let's copy these lines of comment and just dump it right here. Position it properly. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to add a label here. So I'm just going to copy this label. Let's copy all of this and I'll paste it right here. It's going to be inside my very first, the first frame here. This very frame, let me show it to you guys. Frame number 1 here. Right frame 1, come right down, and this will become right frame 1. Okay, I'm going to change the name here. I'm just going to change it to, let's say, label, and change this to label as well. There. And in here you see this very one, I'm going to kind of like, let's get rid of this because I intend to use the label for something else. So I'm going to copy all of this. I want it in this side, and here I'm going to change this. Let's change that to maybe 6, and this, let's go for about 10. Yeah. And right here, the very first thing I'm going to enter is going to be customer reference, and I would then enter backspace, and the next value I will enter will be first name. Yeah, first name. Okay, let me just press enter so that we have enough room for all the data I intend to enter. And here, well, let's change this to 00 first before I forget. 0 and a 0 here. And this one, let's say, let's span it about 17. No, 17. Okay. Now, backspace, and let's enter surname. Yeah, I'm going to just run it just to see how that will look like for now. There we go. See, my title are taking shape. So the next one is going to be address. So \T, that's how you actually enter what is known as tab. Okay, just like we have it in C++. There. So the address is there now. Let's see the address again. There we go. There's not enough room in there. Okay, that's no problem. Now the next one is going to be tab. I'm going to call that gender, and let's just speed up the rest. Alright, that is how it all looks like now. Okay, if I run it, this is what you guys will see. There we go. Now in here, I'm now going to add a list box, but I also need the scroll bar. So first of all, let's create my scroll bar. Let's just call that scroll. I'm going to use lowercase. Scroll bar equals scroll in uppercase bar, and this very scroll bar is going to be right inside frame number 2. Paste. Okay, now my scroll bar, copy that, come right down here, paste that, dot grade. It's going to be, let me copy all of this instead of typing it, paste it right there, and it's going to be, let's say, north south. There we go. And this is going to be 0. Why this is 0 as well. And that's it for my scroll bar. If I run it, all you just see will be the scroll bar, nothing else. Okay, that's it right there. So now I'm going to add a list box. That list box will be working with the scroll bar. Let's say Listbox hotel, and that is equals widget list box, and this list box is going to be right inside frame number 1. No, it's frame number 2. Copy and paste. Yeah, and the width is going to be as follows. Let's make that approximately 103. Height, I'm going to make that about 14. And what about the fonts? I'm going to make that 12. I'll copy this, paste this there. Okay, maybe I should increase this. And what else do I want? And let's say it's going to be to the Y scroll. That's the Y axis. Scroll command equals scroll bar, this one here, copy paste that here, scroll bar dot set, close that, and I'll say hotel, let's get it binded. Bind will be what? Less than, and that will be, that is supposed to be the list box. Paste that in here. List box select. So that is the function that we use to identify whatever selection I made inside the method that I will declare later on. So for now, I'm just going to close that. Okay, then let's round up the list box itself. There we go. I've rounded up my list box, and let's run it and see how that's going to look like. Okay, come in here, run. Oh, okay, this is too large. Let's go back and change this font to 10, and let's run it now again. There, look at that. Okay guys, I've called it the end of the very first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.